Hello friends, welcome back to my channel with another video and with new questions. This is the second part of Docker interview questions. In this video, we will cover 4 interview questions, and these questions are very important because it is asked many times in the interview. Okay. And the purpose of this video and the channel is to provide you the answers of the questions in easy way and in simple language, so you can easily understand, remember and easily explain in your interviews. Okay, let's get started. First we read this answer, and after that we will do the practical of this. Okay, so the first question of the today's video and the fifth question of the Docker interview question series. Okay, this is a part 2. So the fifth question is, what is Dockerfile? Okay, you have to explain like this way. A Dockerfile is a text document that contains instructions for building a Docker image. Docker uses this instruction to automatically create an image that contains everything needed to run an applications, including the code, runtime, libraries, environment variables, and dependencies. It starts with a base image and includes instructions like run, copy, environment, that is env, and cmd to create layers in images file system. Docker reads the Docker file and execute this instruction to build the image. Okay, like this way you have to explain in simple way that what is Dockerfile. After that, the most important question, that write a simple Docker file and explain. It is asked many times to check your practical knowledge. Okay, so this is a simple Docker file, and we also do the practical of this Docker file on AWS EC2 instance. Okay, so from Nginx latest copy, it uses an official Nginx base image. Okay, so from Nginx, and latest is the version, or we can say the latest image is it capture from the Docker hub. Okay, so the next instruction is copy. Okay, copy custom configuration file. It copy Nginx and this configuration file and into this path. Okay, later we will see the explanation of this. Okay, just I am reading now. Okay, third instruction is again copy. Okay, copy static HTML files and copy index.html into, and this is path. After that, expose the port of number 80. Okay, expose 80. After that, again this command. Okay, to start Nginx when the container starts. Okay, so for example, interviewer ask you like this, can you explain this Docker file you provided? So you have to write this Docker file. Okay, when the interviewer asks you to write it. Okay, and you have to explain like this. Suppose you are a candidate, then absolutely this Docker file sets up an Nginx web server within a Docker container. Let me break down it. So we start by using the latest official Nginx image available on Docker Hub as our base image. Next, we copy a custom Nginx configuration file from the host into the containers etcd Nginx directory. Okay, this allows us to customize Nginx behavior according to our requirements. Then we copy our static HTML files, that is index.html, into the Nginx web servers default HTML directory. This is path you have to explain. Okay, and in the container. Okay, up to HTML directory, so up to this you have to explain like this. Okay, after that we expose the port 80 on the container, which is default port for HTTP traffic, allowing external user to access the Nginx web server running inside the container. And finally we specify the command to start Nginx, that is Nginx-g daemon off, by using the daemon off. Okay, we ensures that Nginx runs in the foreground, making it easier for Docker to manage the container. Overall, this Docker file sets up a simple Nginx web server configuration within a Docker container, making it easy to deploy and scale web application. Okay, like this way you have to write and explain the Docker file. We also later see the practical of this, so you also do the practical if you want, and you will understand in better way. Okay, so there may be chances when you return this Docker file, and after explaining, there may be chances that interviewer ask you this question, that is how you run this image, to check your practical knowledge. Okay, so for this, so you have to explain like this. For this, we have to navigate to the directory containing your Docker file and execute this command like docker build -t and the name of image you want to provide, and after that dot. Okay, this command builds a Docker image named my Nginx image from the Docker file in the current directory. Okay, that is dot. After that, once the image is built, we can run a container using the command, that is docker run -d-p 8080 :80 port and --name my Nginx container and my Nginx image. This is the name of container and this is the name of the image. You can provide any name. Okay, after that, explaining this, okay, there may be chances that interviewer may ask you explain me -d-p or explain me this command. So I have also included this information. Okay, so -d flags run the container in the detached mode, okay, in the background. And what is -p 8080 :80 flag? It maps the port 8080 on the host to port 80 on the container, allowing you to access the Nginx web server via the local host 8080 HTTPS. Okay, so this URL you have to use to access the Nginx web server. Okay, after that, here are some explanation, that is -name my Nginx container flag. So this assigns the name my Nginx container to running container. Okay, what is this? This is the name of container. After that, my Nginx image, this is the name of the Docker image that you build here, okay, using this Docker file. After that, how to access the Nginx web server? Just open a web server and navigate to http localhost :8080 to access the Nginx web server running inside the Docker container. You should see the content of index.html file that you copied into the container. Okay, so like this way you can explain, and it is a very easy way to explain in your interview. Okay, so let's move towards the practical, so you understand very easily and remember very easily while giving your interview. Okay, let's move towards the practical. Okay, so this is my EC2 instance which I have created on AWS, and here we performing our practical. Okay, so first we will create one directory. So for example, the name of directory is docker. Okay, so I have created one directory, and first we update our system, that is sudo apt get update. So this is command to update our system, and I'm using Ubuntu operating system, so it is updating. Okay, it's updated. After that, I am installing the Docker. This is a fresh EC2 instance. I have not installed anything on this machine. Okay, so let's install the Docker. Sudo apt install docker.io. This is command to install the Docker. Okay, the Docker is successfully installed just in 2 minutes. Okay, it's successfully installed. Okay, so just we will check -version. So this is the version of Docker, so it is successfully installed. Okay, so let's start the practical. We created this directory, so we will enter in this. So docker. Okay, so we will create here one Docker file with the name, it is Dockerfile. Okay, so in this Docker file we will just paste this script. Okay, now save the file and just build the image using this command. Okay, which is docker build and the image name and dot -t. Okay, so let's enter. Okay, let's start building. Okay, now you can see there is one error, that is copy Nginx to this path, nginx.configuration file. Copy failed, file not found in the build context or excluded by docker ignore start nginx.configuration file does not exist. Okay, so how we will troubleshoot this issue? Anyone know? Okay, so how to troubleshoot it? Okay, so this happens because the nginx.configuration file is not present here in this path, where is the docker file is present. Okay, so during building this image, the we want the nginx.configuration file in this path. Okay, but it is not present. So where it is? Okay, so we have to find it first. It may be present in another path. So there is one command you can use, that is find -name, and if you have to find something, then you can just type here, okay, nginx.configuration. I want this file. Okay, I have to find this file, so just find it. Okay, so it's loading. Okay, here is that file in this path. Okay, it is very big path. Okay, so simply we can do that. What we can do, just copy this path, just enters in this, and here you can see the nginx.configuration file is available. Okay, so just copy it. Copy means we have to use the command, that is cp, after that the name of the file, and where we have to copy this, that is our path, that is home, that is our Dockerfile path, home/ubuntu/docker. Okay, it is successfully copied. Okay, here you can see the command, okay, cp nginx.configuration, and it is copied in this path. Okay, so let's move to that path, that is cd/home/ubuntu/docker. Okay, we are now in this path. So here the nginx.configuration file is present because we copy from this part to here. Okay, so now let's build the image. Let's try once more. Okay, there is another issue, that is copy index.html file doesn't exist. Okay, index.html file does not exist. So how we will troubleshoot this issue? Okay, so just let's see. Okay, so here the index.html file is also not present. Okay, so that's why it's saying that file does not exist in this path. Okay, so here we will create one file, that is vi, for example, index.html. okay, because we have provided this name, that is index.html, and in this file you can mention anything. For example, this is my second part of Docker interview questions. Please subscribe my channel. Okay, for example, we type this, we have written this. Okay, so just save and get back. Okay, now the configuration file is also available, and the index.html file is also available in this path. Okay, now we will run this command. Okay, now everything is okay. Okay, all is successfully done. Okay, and the image is also successfully built. Okay, so let's check the image, that is Docker images. Here is the image. Okay, our my nginx image. Okay, so let's run the container, run this image. Okay, so it will create a container. Okay, just put this command. Okay, and the container is also created. Okay, so after that, what is there? To access the web server. So how we can access this web server? Okay, so for that we have to just copy this public ID of our public IP address of our EC2 instance and just paste in our browser. Okay, just loading. What happened? We will access it. No, we can't access it because we not provided the port. Okay, now we can access. No, because what happened, we have not enabled the inbound rules in the security groups. Okay, so for that, that's why it is not loading. Okay, so just enable the rule, and here in the security group, edit inbound rules. After that, add rules, that is add 0 port number, and here select anywhere 000 means anyone can access. Okay, after that also provide this port also 8080, and here anywhere IPv4. Okay, after that save the rules. Okay, save the rules. Now you can see we can successfully access our web server, that is Nginx web server. Okay, so what we have written in the text file you can see here, that is this is my second part of Docker interview question, and please subscribe my channel. Okay, now easily you have understood this topic, and now you can easily explain in your interview like this way. Okay, so thank you. We will meet in another video with another question. Subscribe my channel. Thank you.